China's top policy priorities for 2014 will be improving the rural environment and maintaining food security. And that's according to a key policy document from the Central Committee of the Communist Party. And for more on China's food concerns, we're joined by Qiu Huanguang, Associate Professor at the Chinese Academy of Sciences. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so why is food security such a high priority for China? Is China more concerned about food security than any other country?
Yes, you know, China is a big country and with a lot of populations. So, but with the rising income and also the rapid development of urbanization, the food demand is rising very fast. The most prominent one is the livestock demand increases very fast compared with grains. For example, in the last decades, the livestock, the meat demand increased about 5% every year, and the dairy products increased by 15% even. So that's why, because the livestock demand increased faster, so it also put a lot of pressure on the feed demand.
What about the issues sir, what about the issues of rapid urbanization? The fact that less and less people are seeking employment in the farming sector and moving into the city, how much of that is affecting the food production? And what can be done about that?
I mean, there's still some argument about that. Some people said if the agricultural labor migrated to urban, it might have negative impacts on the agricultural production. But if we consider that if China adopt new technologies, use new machineries, and it will maybe help to improve the grain production in China. So that's why in the new policy document in this year, it also mentioned that China will enhance the mechanization in agriculture.
One of the other big concerns has been that of pollution, and around 3.3 million hectares of farmland is now too polluted to grow crops. China is trying to rejuvenate this contaminated land and has implemented the red line policy. Tell us more about this red line policy.
Because now in China, it's the land resource and water resource is very limited. So we have to keep the land productivity in the future for the next generations, not only for our generations. So in this year, the new policy said we will keep the current land. So they call it a red line. So this is the minimum land we should keep. That's one thing. And also in this year, the policy said we should also improve the productivity of the land. So, for example, to improve the land, the soil quality, to invest more on irrigation infrastructures.
Well, one of the issues has been Chinese companies resorting to purchasing other makers of food. We recently had Smithfield Foods being purchased by Huanguang, and now we have reports that China's COFCO has made an offer for Dutch grain trade in Nidera. Is this what we can expect more of in the future?
I guess the Chinese company will have more investment, overseas investment in other countries on the agriculture sector. And also the government also encourage the company to invest in other countries for agricultural production, and also.
What about the use of GMOs? Recently, the Chinese agriculture minister said that there was no timetable for the commercialization of domestically developed genetically modified strains of corn and rice. But China is already the world's top buyer of GMO soy. Is that likely to change anytime soon, the GMO policy?
I mean, in China, there is still a big debate on this policy, whether we should adopt to allow the GM production in China. I think in recent years, the government, for example, the Ministry of Agriculture, they want to promote the GM technology in China. But there's a lot of pressure from the public. There are a lot of debate on internet. So the
All
government
right.
is very concerned about this. Yeah.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much. Qiu Huanguang, Associate Professor at the Chinese Academy of Sciences.